ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟ್ಟ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ 24x7 ಇದು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸದ ಪ್ರತಿಬಿಂಬ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟಾನಿಕ್ ಓವರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ 250 ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ಸ್.
ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿಗಳೇ, ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳೇ, ಗ್ರಾಹಕರೇ, ಆಗಿವೆಯಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಕ್ರಾನಿಕ್? ಆಗಬೇಡಿ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಪ್ಯಾನಿಕ್. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಣಿತರ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟಾನಿಕ್. ನಾನು CASS ನಾಯಕ್. ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟಾನಿಕ್ ಇದರ 250ನೇ ಸಂಚಿಕೆಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇಂದಿನ ವಿಷಯ ನ್ಯೂ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ಅಂದರೆ ನವಮಂಗಳೂರು ಬಂದರು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜೀವನಾಡಿ. ಈ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈರುವರು ತಜ್ಞರು, ಶ್ರೀ ಸತೀಶ್ ಕುಮಾರ್, ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್, ನ್ಯೂ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ, ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಮೋದ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ದಾಸ್, ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಡೆಪ್ಯೂಟಿ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್, ನ್ಯೂ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ. ಇವರಿರುವರು ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ನವಮಂಗಳೂರು ಬಂದರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜೀವನಾಡಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರ ಮುಂಚೆ ಈ ವಾರದ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳುವ ಒಂದು ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯ. ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು 500 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾಯುತ್ತಿರುವ ಒಂದು ಸುಸಂದರ್ಭ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಬಾಗಿಲು, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಬಾಗಿಲು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಭಾಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಯ ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಪನೆಯ ದಿನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಭಾಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಮೃಗಶಿರ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರದ ಸೋಮವಾರ ಹಾಗೂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಯೋಗ, ಮೃಗಶಿರ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರ ಹಾಗೂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಯೋಗ ಅದರ ಸಂಯೋಗ ಸೋಮವಾರ ಜನವರಿ 22 ಪುಷ್ಯ ಮಾಸ ಶುಕ್ಲ ಪಕ್ಷ ದ್ವಾದಶಿಯಂದು ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ 12:20 ಒಂದು ಸುಮುಹೂರ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಮಲಲ್ಲಾನ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ರಾಮಲಲ್ಲಾನ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನ ಒಂದು ಭವ್ಯ ಮಂದಿರ ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಗೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಚುಟುಕಾಗಿ ಹೇಳುವುದೇನೆಂದರೆ, ಭಾರತೀಯರೇ, ರಾಮಭಕ್ತರೇ, ನೋಡುತ್ತಿರಿ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ. ಜನವರಿ 22ರಂದು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಉತ್ತುಂಗದಿ ಉನ್ಮತ್ತ. ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದ ಚಿತ್ತ ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರ ದತ್ತ. ತಲ್ಲೀನರಾದೆವು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಲಲ್ಲಾನ ಜೈಕಾರ ದತ್ತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಯ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಲಲ್ಲಾನ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಪನೆಯ ಶುಭವಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಭು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರನ ಕೃಪಾಕಟಾಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೃತಾರ್ಥರಾಗೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಒಂದು ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಏನಂದರೆ, ರಾಮಾಯ ರಾಮಭದ್ರಾಯ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರಾಯ ವೇದಸೆ ರಘುನಾಥಾಯ ನಾಥಾಯ ಸೀತಾಯ ಪತಯೇ ನಮಃ. ಇದು ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದರ ಗೂಢಾರ್ಥ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಕ್ಷಿಪ್ತವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ರಾಮಾಯ ಅಂದರೆ ರಾಮ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಕರೆಯುವ ಒಂದು ಹಕ್ಕು, ಹಾಗೂ ಕರೆಯುವುದು ಕೇವಲ ಅವನ ತಂದೆ ರಾಮನ ತಂದೆ ದಶರಥನಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತೆ. ಅವನನ್ನು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಕಲಿಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದರಂತೆ ದಶರಥ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ರಾಮಾಯ. ರಾಮಭದ್ರಾಯ ಅಂದರೆ ರಾಮನ ತಾಯಿ ಕೌಸಲ್ಯೆ ತನ್ನ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ರಾಮಭದ್ರ ಅಂತ ವಾತ್ಸಲ್ಯ ಭರಿತದಿಂದ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ಲಂತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರಾಯ, ಚಿಕ್ಕಮ್ಮ ಕೈಕೇಯಿ ರಾಮನನ್ನು ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸಣ್ಣದಿರುವಾಗ ಬಾಲ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಮ ಹಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನಂತೆ, ಚಂದ್ರನನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ತಂದುಕೊಡು ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಬಾನಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಚಂದ್ರ. ಆವಾಗ ಕೈಕೇಯಿ ಕನ್ನಡಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಚಂದ್ರನನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಪಡಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ಲಂತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಳು ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನನ್ನು ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಿದ್ರಂತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ವೇದಸೆ, ವೇದಸೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಉಳ್ಳವರಂತೇಳಿ. ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ವಸಿಷ್ಠರು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನನ್ನು ಪರತತ್ವ ಅಂತ ನಂಬಿದ್ರಂತೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನನ್ನು ವೇದಸೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ರಂತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ರಘುನಾಥಾಯ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಯ ಪುರಜನರೆಲ್ಲ ರಘುವಂಶದ ಅರಸು ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ, ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅವನನ್ನು ರಘುನಾಥ, ರಘುವಂಶದ ನಾಥ, ಒಡೆಯ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ರಘುನಾಥ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಅವನನ್ನು ಕರೀತಿದ್ರಂತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಾಥ, ಸೀತೆ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನನ್ನು ನಾಥ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಿದ್ಲಂತೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ರಘುನಾಥಾಯ ನಾಥಾಯ ಸೀತಾಯ ಪತಯೇ ನಮಃ. ಸೀತಾಯ ಪತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಿಥಿಲೆಯ ಜನರು ಸೀತೆಯ ಗಂಡ ರಾಮ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಅತಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಸೀತಾಯ ಪತಯೇ ನಮಃ ಅಂತ ಕಳೀತಿದ್ರಂತ. ಇಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರನಿಗೆ ನಾವು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡುವ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕದ ಗೂಢಾರ್ಥ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಯ ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರ ಆ ದಿನ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಪನೆಯಿಂದ ಅನೇಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕೂಡ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮ ಉಡುಗೆ ತೊಡುಗೆಗಳನ್ನು ತೊಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನ ಭಂಗಿಯಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ 2ನೇ ತರಗತಿಯ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಬಾಲಕಿ ಆದ್ಯ, ಅವಳು ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರನ ಒಂದು ಭಂಗಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಪಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರಂತ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಬೇಬಿ ಆದ್ಯ, ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಕುಡ್ಲ ವಾಹಿನಿಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ರಾಮಲಲ್ಲನ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಗ್ರಹಗಳು, ಅನೇಕ ರೂಪ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ರಾಮಲಲ್ಲನ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಪನೆ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಬಹಳ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದು ದರ್ಶನದ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಣ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಂಬಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅನೇಕರು ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜಗತ್ತಿನಾದ್ಯಂತ ಈ ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಯ ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಪನೆಯ ದಿನದಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಭ್ರಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅನೇಕ ಕಡೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಮ ಭಜನೆ ಸಂಕೀರ್ತನ, ಅನೇಕ ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನ ಸಂತರ್ಪಣೆ, ಪೂಜೆ ಪುರಸ್ಕಾರ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ಮೋದಿಯವರು ಕರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಹಾಗೆ ದೀಪಾಲಂಕಾರ, ಪುಷ್ಪಾಲಂಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ದೀಪಾವಳಿಯ ಸಡಗರವನ್ನು ಈ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಾದ್ಯಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಕ್ತಾಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು ಒಂದು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಆಚರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶುಭವಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರನ ಕೃಪಾ ಕಟಾಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾತ್ರರಾಗೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ಇಂದಿನ ವಿಷಯ ನ್ಯೂ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ಅಂದರೆ ನವಮಂಗಳೂರು ಬಂದರು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜೀವನಾಡಿ. ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇರುವರು ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಸತೀಶ್ ಕುಮಾರ್, ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ, ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಮೋದ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ದಾಸ್, ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಡೆಪ್ಯೂಟಿ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ. ಇವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರ ಮುಂಚೆ ಈ ಒಂದು 250ನೇ ಸಂಚಿಕೆಗೆ ಇಂದು ನಾವು ದಾಪು ಕಾಲಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಲುಗಲ್ಲಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೂ, ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ನವರಿಗೂ, ಪ್ರಾಯೋಜಕರಿಗೂ, ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೂ, ಜಾಹೀರಾತುದಾರರಿಗೂ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ ವಾಹಿನಿಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅನಂತಾನಂತ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭವಾಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ.
So I leave over to the dais to our two eminent resource persons, Shri Satish Kumar, the traffic manager of NMPA, and Shri Pramod Kumar Dash, the senior deputy traffic manager. Over to both of you all, sirs, to give our students an insightful presentation on how NMPA, the new Mangalore port, is going to be a lifeline for Karnataka and the nation as a whole.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ 12 ಮೇಜರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನವಮಂಗಳೂರು ಬಂದರು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು, ಹಾಗೂ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಏಕಮಾತ್ರ ಮೇಜರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇದಾಗಿದೆ. ನವಮಂಗಳೂರು ಬಂದರು 4th May 1974 ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಿದ. ಇದನ್ನು ಗೇಟ್ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದು ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಧೀನದ ಒಳಪಟ್ಟಿದ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್, ಶಿಪ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ವೇಸ್. ಈ ದಿನ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಆಗಿನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಮಲಯ್ಯರ ವಿಷನರಿ ಚಿಂತನೆಯಿಂದ ನವಮಂಗಳೂರು ಬಂದರು ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಗೂ NITK ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಯಿತು. ಅವರನ್ನು ಈ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಬಯಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. Sir, we remember on this occasion the great contribution of our visionary leader, late US Srinivas Malia, which he has made a great contribution to the society. He is the father of modern Dakshin Kannada. His contribution to this region, like establishing this new Mangalore port, like premier institute like NITK, and he has done the several initiatives like development of National Highway 66. This has given lot of opportunity for this region to grow and develop. New Mangalore port is the 9th major port among the 12 major port. We have total 16 berths actually, and one single point mooring. This port was formed in 1962, that is formation of Mangalore Harbour project. The foundation was laid in 1964. This port was declared as a major port in 1974. The first ship called to this port in year 1974. Then the Port Trust Board was formed in 1980. We have certified ISO certified ports. We are accredited with ISPS code. We have commissioned berth number 14 in year 2006. We have IRQS certification. Then we have commissioned berth number 15 in the year 2012. Then we have commissioned berth number 13 in 2013. Then we have this mechanized coal terminal at berth number 16 in year 2019. We have notified New Mangalore Port Authority under the Major Port Act in 2021. In year 2021-22, New Mangalore Port Trust became New Mangalore Port Authority under the Act of Parliament, that is under Major Port Act 2021. We have this mechanized container handling facilities, which was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister in year 2022. We have ISO 45001 certification in year 2022. Friends, you are aware that 90% of the volume of cargo is moved through the sea actually, and there is 75% of value of cargo is traded through the sea actually. So port is very important, and New Mangalore port is contributing significantly to this region. This port is the largest handling coffee export port. It is the largest among the 12 major ports. Is the largest coffee exporting port. We handle around 2.5 lakh tons of cargo every year. That is 2.5 lakh tons of coffee every year is exported through this port. We have second largest handling port for LPG. This port is connected through pipeline to entire Karnataka states, then some part of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, even Telangana. This LPG, which is now handle at Mangalore port, it is going up to Andhra Pradesh, up to Maharashtra, up to Kerala. So this is a port sourcing the LPG. Around 2.58 million tons of cargo is handled every year actually. We have ISO certified ports, 9001, 14001, and 45,000 environment certification is also there. This port is connected to the 5 national highways, 3 zonal railways, and international port. We are pioneer in digitization and automation among the major port, where operating ratio is at the best. We are somewhere near 38% last year. This is the best among the private port. Even we can compete with the private ports. We are the second highest growth in the traffic this year. We are crossed more than 10% growth this year actually. With humble beginning of less than 1 lakh, this port is handling now more than 40 million tons. Last year we have handled around 41 million tons of cargo. This year we are expecting more than 44 million tons. This cargo profile, you can see the port is handling 42% is a crude actually. This crude is very important to this our country's development. This 42%, it gives a turnover of more than 1,25,000 crore rupees for the MRPL organizations. We are servicing them through our port actually. Then we have handling their exports also, that is POL product export which MRPL is producing, that goes to the foreign country. That is about 16% of cargo. Coal, we are supplying coal to the various industries of Karnataka. That is even the power generation units at Padubidri. That contributes around 12% of our total traffic actually. We are also servicing to the Kudremukh, that is central government organization. They are handling around 5 million tons of iron ore. That is, they are generating revenue more than 3,000 crore through this port actually. We are, as I said, we are the second highest handling port in segment of LPG. Then other liquids means this edible oil cargo, bitumen and other cargo, we are handling more than 6%. Container we have started from the year 2011 and 12. We have now reached to 1,65,000 TEUs. This is mainly catering to the cashew, coffee, all agri products from this region. Also, a lot of coastal shipment is happening through this container movement actually. We are handling fertilizers and other cargo as a general cargo, which contribute around 4%. In our port, we handle captive cargo, means of 41 out of 41 million ton, 30.57 is a captive cargo. That means this cargo is going to the industries at Mangalore. The non-captive segment is 10.85 MMT, and we have mechanized more than 92% handling of cargo. Remaining 7.5% is the semi-mechanized handling. So this is our growth in this. Our port is contributing in growth of our economy. This 1.25 lakh crore is generated through import. 25,000 crores is total export through this port, and 5,000 crores through the custom duty government of India is earning actually. Apart from this, the major industries like MRPL has a turnover like 1,25,000 crore. KOCL has got more than 3,000 crores. So we are this major contributor in the economy in this region actually. Now I request my colleague Mr. Das to continue further actually.
Thank you, sir. So how is the Joes? I can understand after this time overrun and food in your stomach, discussing about port and with the kind of information you people have got from morning, it's little heavy to process. I really accept it. So what I will try to do, what already our traffic manager has already shown you, I will give you a perspective what a port is and the numbers which will come in this slide or the subsequent slide. I will request you people to connect those content with the numbers which are coming to the slide. Now today morning, see when you Google about industry, you do not normally you will find port or logistics. It will be petrochemicals, cement industry, steel industry, you name all those you will find. And there is a ETC. For a long time, in our country, we never appreciated the importance of logistic industry. Now, when you discuss about any big industry or any big economic contributing industry, they require a proper logistic system to source their raw material and to export or distribute their final product. Now, for a long time, we stressed upon those industries. This, for example, steel. What is the raw material? We have mines, so we made steel plants. Then we are exporting steel or we are using it in domestic production. For a long time, we never thought of taking a stress on the logistics thing, how the raw material will come. So today morning when my chairman was telling import and export and he was telling there is a port in between import and export, I'll give you 4 lines about the port. When we say port, the P stands for people. When there is a port, you will find lot of employee, direct employee, indirect employee, technical manpower, non-technical manpower involved at various chains to operate the port, either outside or till the port or inside the port. Next O is basically operations. So why I am giving you this PORT, when I will show you the number, you can actually think how this number is so important for this 4 PORT. So P stands for people, O stands for operations. In port, everything, even for creating a gate pass or creating a car ticket for a cargo or a person to come in, we have a process. It is called pass issuance system. And a little glitch in that system can actually compromise not only the handling, the reputation of the port, even safety and security of a central government property. So every operations in a port have vital value and it has to be 100% foolproof. And there are nearly thousands of operations involved in port, till the port, entering the port and inside the port. Then comes the R is resource. See in port, when you go to port, I hope you all young minds must have seen a port because Mangalore port is here. I have the privilege of working in port for last 26 years. I have seen few ports around this country. You will find lot of big equipments, lot of road infra, lot of warehouses. So when there is a port, there will be lot of trade business happening on creation of resource. And when you say creation of resource, it has direct, indirect, economic impact, employment impact, and it generates revenue in a huge margin. And the last is the T, what we do as a port. We trade. So the stakeholder, direct stakeholder, the companies, the customer, even the general public, they all trade. I will give you an example, how even a smallest, when you go to the mall and you buy a Adidas shoe, how the port has actually contributed that you are getting the shoe at the price which is comparable at the manufacturing which in Germany. It is because of the logistics cost is very less. Now just to coming back, sir shown one figure to you. I will go back to this figure again. See, when we say there is a containerized cargo of 6%, it's just a number for you. This 6% is 1.85 lakhs TEU. TEU is a 20 equivalent unit container. Every 20 equivalent unit container has some space and it carries cargo. Now imagine this 4% is just a small percentage of what this port does. But this small percentage of 1,25,000 TEU also contain the largest coffee export what traffic manager has told. So imagine out of that 1,52,000, maybe 35,000 boxes makes us the largest exporter of coffee. Now if you extend it horizontally, integrate it to your state, to our state Karnataka, there are coffee producers, there are coffee curers, there are coffee traders, there are coffee processing industry, there are transporters, you name anybody. All these people are getting the business and they are retaining this business because port is able to export the way in a cost effective way at a price which is effective for the export to sustain, and this is only 1% of what New Mangalore port handles. Now you take this 1%, then you think about the 100% of this 41.4 or this year 44 million ton of cargo. Think about this. When you go back from this presentation, 2.5 lakhs ton is involved, people from the coffee growing districts till the person who is drinking coffee in Europe. Think about this 44 million ton cargo and what value a port brings. What value in terms of revenue, in terms of trade, in terms of employment, direct or indirect. Numbers are already there. As sir was saying, this is only direct numbers. When I say direct numbers, these are the value of goods imported or exported through Mangalore port. But these numbers actually get into the economy, they act as a multiplier. When I say multiplier, if I bring one container box of cargo, which is 10 crore, the 10 crore goes into industry, it became intermediate product. So the 10 became 15. Then the same 15 becomes final product. So 15 become 25. So 10 crore of value out of this 1.25 lakhs actually became 50 crore in the chain of economy. You people must be knowing what is the difference between cost, price and the economic value of any business. So this is the kind of numbers New Mangalore port brings not only to the Karnataka, to the nation. Now coming back to the infrastructure, what we offer. So the port is having 16 berths. Now there are some color coding, it is more technical. This presentation I hope Naik sir will share with all of you. So we have lot of berths, like general cargo berth number 1 to 7, where we handle general cargo. When I say general cargo, they are basically timber, granite, all those kind of edible oil. Then we have oil berths. So New Mangalore port is one of the prominent expert port all over India in handling of chemical, gas and liquid cargo. So we have berth number 9 to 13. And when I say we have these berths, you must have a pride about this. New Mangalore port is having the capability to handle VLCC, ULCC. When I say ULCC, it is a maritime term, ultra large crude carrier. So when you see the news, today there is a Red Sea crisis. People are discussing Red Sea, Red Sea, Red Sea. What exactly is Red Sea? Red Sea is a passage for Suez Canal. What is Suez Canal? Suez Canal connects the Asian trade to the North Europe trade. Now if you do not have the pass through Suez Canal, you have to go through the Cape of Good Hope, which is around 6,500 nautical mile, 25 to 15 days of additional transit. Now see this Red Sea is on or around these Gulf countries, from where we get our crude. From that one barrel of crude, finally when you go to a petrol bunk and you put petrol in your vehicle and you go and do your whatever coming to the college or the trade does its business, that crude has so much of impact in the economy. Tomorrow if you do not have crude, you do not have petrol, you do not have white oil, the economy cannot go, the trade cannot grow. So today you know the government of India has planned strategic reserve. Today in Mangalore, you have strategic reserve of around 4.5 million of crude. So tomorrow if there is a disruption, there is a market disruption where we may not get the source, we may not able to bring the crude, New Mangalore and Mangalore as a city have a capability to supplying 7 days crude to the refinery. That is the kind of value Mangalore is adding to the overall country's economic position. Then coming to berth number 14, 15, 16, you must have heard about public-private participation. See these ports when they started at 1960, 64, I worked in Paradeep, we started at 62, ports were stevedoring ports. Everything of a port was done by the port employees. Slowly we have evolved. From stevedoring we became tool, from tool we are now becoming private, and the end goal of the government is to become landlord. So when we say landlord, do not get into the lord negativity ki we are basically land owner. The idea behind is the ports will run in a way where private investment will bring new infrastructure to match with the developing countries' infra. The competent people like you having the engineering degrees, the automation degrees, the IT degrees, who are capable of doing the process much efficiently, will run those terminals within that landlord port model, and we will become logistically one of the best country in the maritime industry. Now when you, sir, told 90% by volume and 80% by value, you imagine where you are working. So the world's 90% trade is controlled by ports. So when you contribute in a port, you are contributing to almost 90% of the international trade, not only national trade. So 14, 15, 16 is basically the PPP projects, which has brought not only 900 crore of investment, it must have made 3,000 employment and made New Mangalore port a very cost efficient, logistically front runner in the country. So that is the contribution of public-private participation. And also we have a SPM. I hope some of these young minds one day will see a SPM. It's a technological innovation where there is no berth. It's a single buoy which is in a sea, and ultra large carriers can come to the sea, use the natural draft and still operate loading and unloading in the sea. We have it in Mangalore, in the New Mangalore port, and I hope one fine day you people will see it and you will be actually excited to work in port. So this is an aerial view, nothing much to say here. So when you come to port, you can actually more visualize it physically. This is your New Mangalore port. We are having three prominent docks, Eastern Dock, Western Dock and the oil dock. The draft means till what point a vessel can load, or till what point can a loaded vessel can come into a port. So New Mangalore port draft varies from 9.5 meter to 14 meter. So when I say 14 meter, today the mid-level vessels in the industry, which is Panamax in bulk and Aframax in liquid, can come into inside the port. But it doesn't say we cannot handle bigger than that. The bigger vessels we are handling in the SPM. This is what I already told you, the Eastern Dock. So these are berth number 1 to 7. Draft varies from 9.5 to 10.5, where we are handling general cargo. General cargo means timber, granite, fertilizer, you name that cargo we handle there. Now this is the Western Dock. As we already discussed, it is those PPP berths where we have privatized the berths through a private operator through the concept called public-private participation, where the government, which is a public port, and the private player, which is JSW now, have invested in modern infra to make the operations efficient, but in the other way, cost-friendly. So this is our oil dock, where we handle from LPG to crude. Just to give you a view, so when you come, I think some of you must have come to port. Tomorrow when you will come, you will see such resources, such infra, which is built in your port, and these are state of the art. Currently, if you go to any bigger port, you must have heard Mundra, private ports, or Kandla, Paradip, you will find similar matching infra. So New Mangalore port is not much behind. This is the single point mooring which I was discussing. It's a engineering marvel. One fine day you must, through the port management, you should able to go there and see how with just a simple resource, a ultra large carrier vessel carrying 3 lakhs ton of crude oil imported to this country can be handled with a discharge rate of 6,000 ton per hour. So this is an engineering marvel you people should see. Now today morning there was a lot of discussion about cruise. Now as my chairman was saying, cruise is not a very profitable business. When we say profitable, it is in the form of revenue. But economically, cruise is a very, very profitable business for the country. Now when Mangalore, I discussed, because I came from the eastern side of the country, this is a very beautiful coast. But the challenge is we are also in between Goa and Cochin, the ports which are prominent in cruise handling traditionally. So what New Mangalore port and Mangalore people as a whole, the tour operators, the travel operators, the cruise operators, what they have done with lot of marketing effort, with lot of contribution, they have brought international cruise to Mangalore port. So today we are handling around 26 to 28 vessels, and these are the numbers are already told in the morning by my chairman, where $150, you people are good in mathematics, you can see this 23,000 people spending $150 in a year, then year on year, how much foreign exchange comes to this area. And the main beneficiary is the lower level, the smaller vendors who get this benefit out of this cruise industry. So these are the facilities available in, these are just outline. There are a lot of small things happens, but just to tell you a outline view, this is what we offer the cruise passengers. The season, we give them shore excursion, transport, shopping facility, local tour operator coordination. We have actually prepaid taxi, free Wi-Fi, cultural activity, meditation. We do everything so that the passenger not only spends some money, he has already come, but then he will take back the experience to his country, and they are all developed country. And he will be the PR manager for New Mangalore Port, for Mangalore. When you go on a cruise, you must visit Mangalore Port so that you can see the Mangalore and the Mangalore culture. So this is the facility available given by New Mangalore Port for the cruise passengers. I hope this PPT will be available for you people. Just to name a few, we have 2 berths, berth number 3 and 4, which is actually given priority berthing per cruise. We have e-visa. This is a dedicated air-conditioned lounge for the cruise passengers. We have immigration counters, custom. It's a makeshift airport. I think almost all of you must have seen an airport. So when a cruise vessel comes, New Mangalore Port, actually that area becomes a experience like airport, international airport, but in a seaport. See, the numbers which morning chairman was saying, my traffic manager saying 44, next year maybe 50. Now this is the growth, the vision of New Mangalore Port. But this is also true. Cargo handling is not a clean process. It has to be made clean, because we have to ensure the environment as a whole to hold good. You must be reading newspaper. This port is closed. There is agitation there. People are opposing. Why iron ore is there speeding on the road? All this comes when a port is only thinking about its own growth. What happens inside my boundary, I should be controlling. But what happens outside, I am not responsible because I am an economic enabler. But New Mangalore Port is not like that. With our growth, we have a foolproof plan of sustainable growth. When I say sustainable growth, we handle cargo efficiently. We also ensure the environment around the cargo handling premise and the locality is also kept clean. We were actually the cleanest port among all major ports. We all should take pride on that. For 2 consecutive survey among all major ports, New Mangalore Port is the cleanest port. So just to give you the initiative which have been happened, I have requested my traffic manager. We are sharing this because, see, New Mangalore Port is a story which we can tell for full day. But I understand you people must have some time limit, and you have also to do your own education and go back to your classes. So we will share our rounds, and I will request my traffic manager to discuss about the green initiatives.
Thank you, Mr. Das, for wonderful presentation, actually. To add to his cruise, encouragement, port is not at all earning any revenue out of it, actually. Port is somewhere spending more than 10 to 15 lakh rupees per vessel, whereas the revenue is only 2 to 3 lakhs, actually. So it is basically we are giving this opportunity to the local people, where every passenger spends more than $100 to $150 in Mangalore city, actually. That means if 1,000 foreigners get down to this port, spends around $100 to $150, that means it generates 80 to 1 crore rupees expenditure money to this region, actually, for just for 12 hours of visit, actually. So this is the amount which is this economy that is generated through this cruise tourism, actually. So as he said rightly, port is developing with sustainable initiatives, green port initiatives. You are happy to note that port is 100% solarized port. This is the first port among the all major ports. Port is 100% solarized port. We are generating 5.2 megawatt energy through this solar plant. We have solar park in our colony. All sheds, all offices are rooftop or with the solar panels, actually. In fact, we are power surplus. We are giving this surplus to our industries, which is catering to this port, actually. So So with this solar energy initiative, we have saved more than 38,000 tons of carbon reductions. We have saved 31 crores rupees in electricity bill during the last 5 years. We have environment certification ISO 14001 2015 that we are complying the all standards of environment. This is environmental friendly port. We have our 33% of our port area is comes under the green belt. We are protecting that our environment. More than 1 lakh saplings we have put in this last 2 years. So our development is with this environment, maintaining the environment. There is a reduction in carbon emissions. We have introduced e-vehicles for our office use. We have buses, all e-vehicle buses are there. We have cars, all are electrical cars actually. We have self-management of solid waste. Whatever solid waste is generated in the colony, in the offices, are now produced as a fertilizer through vermicomposting. This is one of the latest initiative port has taken actually. You can visit our vermicompost unit. You will find that all the waste is now converted to as a fertilizer for the plants within the port area. We have self-management of, we have achieved self-sufficiency in water. We have, we are doing the rainwater harvesting. We are not drawing any water from the corporation. As you know that Mangalore city faces water shortage during that summer, particularly summer. But this port is also helping the city by not taking any water from the corporation. We have zero discharge wastewater recycling through our STP, that is sewage treatment plant. Whatever the liquid waste, water waste is generated in the port area, in the residential area, is processed and again used for gardening purpose actually. We are using this for gardening, we are using it for mitigating the dust inside the port. So all entire water, whatever we are generating as a waste is used actually. It is 100% utilized actually.
Sir, there is a video showcasing a small video on how the green initiatives are taken in New Mangalore Port. I request the console, if you can click on that star, there is a small video embedded which you can play. It will benefit these young minds how a cargo handling port is running.
Nestled between the blue waters of the Arabian Sea and the green towering Western Ghats, New Mangalore Port, during the last 5 decades of its service, has witnessed exponential growth in terms of trade and commerce without compromising key and critical elements of environment: land, water, air, flora and fauna, animals and human habitat. The port has created a green belt around the port and has earmarked 33% of its land area exclusively for greenery. For the last 5 years, 1 lakh saplings were planted and the process is still going on. Being ISO 14001 certified, New Mangalore Port had plan and vision in place. Port is continuously striving to achieve the best results. The collective vision of management had addressed the issue of drinking water and sewage system in the port. The port had developed sewage treatment plant with a capacity of 1.20 MLD inside the port area. This STP is enabled to receive domestic sewage of township and inside the port as well. The treated water is used for watering the green belt and also for water sprinkling in operational areas. To meet the water requirement, the port has envisaged comprehensive plan to harvest the rainwater. In this direction, 3 large water bodies have been created inside the port area in the catchment areas covering 64,217 square meters with a capacity of 1,10,340 cubic meters of water. Due to creation of water bodies, the water levels in the nearby village wells also got recharged. Port is now self-sufficient in its water requirement. Solar energy, being a renewable energy resource, can help in mitigating depletion of natural resources. In this direction, the port has installed 4 megawatt solar plant in addition to rooftop solar panels at the top of the buildings and storage sheds. Now the port has achieved the coveted credit of meeting 100% of its power requirement from the solar panels. The port has also switched over to LED lighting, which is more environment friendly, coupled with power saving. Over the years, the port has mechanized almost 90% of its operations so as to mitigate dust and pollution in the operational areas. Handling of coal, IOP, cement, etc. are now fully mechanized. Awards. These efforts by the port management has yielded positive results. For the consecutive 2 years, the port bagged Swachh Sarvekshan Award from Ministry of Shipping, Green Tech Environment Award in Gold category in port sector for the consecutive 5 years, Samudra Paryavan Award from Indian Coast Guard, Aranya Mitra Award from Karnataka Forest Department, recognition from State Pollution Control Board and District Administration for the efforts of the port in keeping the port and its vicinity clean and green. These awards have motivated the port to sustain the efforts and to chalk out more projects in the future.
You are happy to note that New Mangalore port is most awarded port actually. We have received several awards. There are Green Tech awards, past 7-8 years continuously we are receiving the award actually. Port is also ranked 3rd among the all major port last year actually, best port. So, next slide. Yes. I think this we have already seen. This is a solar, then rain harvesting, solar powered port. Rain harvesting is done in our area only. We are sourcing all our water through our resource only. Next. LED lighting is there, 100% LED lighting in all port operational area, all high mast, everything is now through LED actually. This is our awards, as I said, it is most awarded port actually. Now I will request from Mr. Pramod Das to continue digitization actually.
So how is the Joes now? Now from morning we were discussing to bring the logistics cost of the country from 2 digit to 1 digit, which is the on an average logistic cost in developed countries. So we were treated developing. Very soon we will be in that category, elite category of developed country. For that, one of the prime requirement is bringing the logistics cost to single digit. Now this is only possible by digitization and automation of the processes. Now you will happy to know among all the 12 major ports, even private ports, New Mangalore port is first of the port who actually introduced automation and system in port operation. Now, to name you, it is from IPOS, like port operating system. It is for the trade. The stakeholder of port interacted through the port, through this system. There is no paper involved. So there are, see, IPOS, ERP, GIS. So just to give you one understanding, what this system, however, what way this work. Now traditionally everything was done manually long back. Now, let us take example of GIS based land allotment system, what it is. Now to make any industry or to store anything, the trade needs land. There may be two kinds of land, their own land or they are interested to use the land of port. So we call it port-led industrialization. Now when he wants to use a port land, traditionally somebody has to visit, a surveyor has to take him somewhere, he has to show him some land. By the time he gets the land, it may be somewhere else. And there are a lot of paper process. You have to give 100 documents. I think the older generation who has done trade with port, they must have faced this. Now today, somebody sitting at his house through a web-based application can log into NMPA website. From there, he can go to the GIS website. There will be a map showing the lands of the port with different color codes. A color code like green is there, it's a vacant land. He can give his request by clicking on the land. It will hit a system in the port. The port, one officer or the concerned person will process it through e-office. He will take necessary approvals. Then after the approval is happened, the estimate generation will happen in ERP. The person will be asked to pay a certain money after approval of the competent authority. Once he pays it, there will be allotment order communicated through again the GIS system, and the land will change color for the other trade to know this land is occupied. This is what system is doing. All these applications were developed mostly in the country. Almost 60% of this is developed by TCS, our own Tata Consulting Service. So not only we are a prominent user now of the software system and bringing our cost of operation down and making us efficient, we are also a user, major user of software industry. So tomorrow if some of you young minds work in a software company, port is a user of your mind, your application. So tomorrow you develop a new concept, you want to further mechanize, automize our operation, port is a target industry for you. That is how port is contributing directly and also indirectly. So now RFID based gate admittance system, you people must have seen the FASTag in National Highway. Now the ports are also like that. If you want to come in a port, you should have a RFID card. You just show it from a distance. The reader will capture your data, which is validated again through the system previously, and you just get a clear passage to go to the port to do your business. That is how system has improved the port operation. You name automated Webreeze, birth attendance through RFID, face recognition for attendance in a government sector. So we all have to go through that. And e-office. So everything of port, end-to-end operation, it is core operation, non-core operation, public handling, everything happens through system. Even our pensioners did not come to port. There is a pension portal, they can actually upload their whatever certificate is required sitting at convenience of their hometown, and they will still get their pension, sir. And it all goes to the bank account, everybody knows it. Now this is the ecosystem of a port. If you see, if you go to port anytime or you go to a software industry, you will see that is how the port, in the core there is a port operating system, and in the ecosystem there are ERP, there are Oracle, there are COM, there is machine software, there is SWIFT, there is PCS, there is geo-positioning identification system, there is bespoke system, there is HMS. So all this system taking together, latching into through API integration of IPOMS, the port is running end-to-end through a system. Now coming to our finance, no business can run without a proper and efficient finance outcome. Now my chairman has already told, I think Sir has also touched upon, if you see our figures, last year our operating income was 743 crore and expenditure was 277. So just for you young minds who are working in finance, imagine the operating income of New Mangalore Port is 743 crore, expenditure is only 277 crore. This is an indicator how efficient we are, how we run. We run this port with 345 odd employee and officers. It's a very clean, lean and modern port. The operating surplus is 466 this year because we are achieving 45 million metric ton. It will touch 500 crore plus. The net surplus is 374 crore. Now, how this is important? This is important for the legacy, the people who are pensioners, who are dependent on this port after retirement. People like us who are working, but it is also, these numbers are important for the trade because a healthy port, a healthy system can only serve a trade efficient handling. If we are not healthy, definitely our cost will increase, our operation will be inefficient, it will add cost to you and you will lose your business. So the direct beneficiary I feel is the business, the trade, who do business through the port. And when I say business through the port, 90% of world trade again goes through ports. So every business is connected to port. So a healthy port is a direct benefit to the overall economic system of this country. Now, just to give you the commodities, you have seen the percentage. Now, going into the commodities. Now, LPG, I think this has already been deliberated. We are catering 6 states. under this Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, we are the largest importer of LPG in the country after Haldia port. We handle around 2.85 million metric ton of LPG in a year. Now, Mangalore is also having a cavern of 80,000 LPG. So whenever you go to your house today, at least I am discussing about the students, and when you switch on your LPG, think about New Mangalore port. That LPG has come to this city through a vessel handled by people like me and my team, and then it has gone into the company like HPCL, IOCL or someone, and who has actually put it in that cylinder and it has reached your house. That is how port is touching your life every day. And we are actually touching 6 states, not only you. Then comes edible oil. So today India is a net importer of edible oil. Mind this. The consumption of oil, which is part and parcel of every household in this country, the production which this country has is not sufficient. So we actually import around 6 to 8 lakhs of non-refined oil. Then we add value. There are a lot of refineries on and around Mangalore who actually refine it and then they pack it and distribute. So we are not only bringing the edible oil, we are catering the household. There is an industry which provides employment for refinement of this edible oil. So we are also a major importing port for edible oil. Food grain, pulses. Now coffee, this is the test of this land, coffee. So tomorrow whenever you discuss about port, discuss about agri products, all over the world, the largest coffee exporting port is New Mangalore. It is in the city of Mangalore, in the district of Dakshin Kannada, in the state of Karnataka. So what they are drinking is basically you who have exported it. Do not forget to tell this, because you are the largest exported port and you are living in that city. Now fertilizer. So Karnataka is also a agri leading state. So almost all this import of fertilizer, around 6 to 7 lakhs happens through New Mangalore port. Now coal and coke. So when you say coal and coke, do not think about that black color which you see in Google. Every manufacturing industry you name, it's cement, it is steel, it is paper, it requires coal and coke for their production. And this coal and coke, particularly coke, is not available in our country. Our coal mines are mainly thermal coal. So we are dependent on South Africa, Indonesia and Australia. So with this coke is a basic raw material for all your manufacturing industry, now mostly in North Karnataka. So when you say about nation's point of view, you require to import this coke to run your industrial houses. Now we are coming on to vehicles, fishing boats. See, you name anything. New Mangalore port is a mixed port. It handles everything which is the product of this land or the requirement in the supply chain management of this area. We are also exporting spice, agarbatti, machinery, because we are in the coast, also fish and fish products. Now coming back to corporate social responsibility. This is a mandate to all central government organization. There is a formula, I am not getting into numbers. What we earn, a certain percentage has to go for corporate social responsibility. But beyond that, actually New Mangalore port believes in CSR. The port has a full-fledged CSR policy where we want to give it back. When we say give it back, we actually give it back in a many way, including the environmental aspects. But CSR is a direct benefit transfer. So port is very leading in corporate social responsibility. The fields which are covered is education, sanitation, health and family welfare, skill development, renewable energy and community centers. So New Mangalore port not only generating revenue, it also spends a certain percentage of that for the upliftment of the society. So just to give you some views, see these are the CSR activities the New Mangalore port takes up in between whenever the requirement comes, including the COVID. During COVID, we were running free COVID test camps, free COVID hospitals. So all those were happening through NMPA CSR fund. So for this year, actually, we have a dream of making our port hospital a PPP, a super specialty hospital. This project is under now approval stage. It is with ministry. Hopefully, it will materialize in this year, and we will add one more super specialty hospital with much more affordable rate for the common public by the New Mangalore port. So this is with Association Red Cross, free medical facilities for the general public. This is handing over the tempo traveler to the special school. So this is the food kit distribution during COVID, our nearby villages. So this is the amount, direct benefit, a transfer of benefit through CSR fund, which port have done up to 2022-23. So this is the numbers. These are direct benefit transfer. There are a lot of indirect CSR activities we do. Now coming back to the main aspect of socio-economic impact of a port, and I know today one of our eminent speaker told about job. He said everybody will get a job. I am in this industry. I still believe everybody will get a job, but today the job market is very competitive because the percentage job availability for technical aspect is more. Now you have to be technically equipped to get a job and sustain in a job. Now just to give you numbers, what way directly or indirectly New Mangalore Port has contributed for employment. Think about this. 3 mega industries, you know, MRPL and others, 17 large scale, 95,000 plus employment. And this is being created because there are industries on and around the port in this district. And these industries are here because there is a port. This port is the enabler, the catalyst for this employment. Now go directly to those companies. They're all big multinational, public sector, private sector. All these companies are in Mangalore, in Dakshin Kannada, because of a sustainable, efficient port operating as in form of New Mangalore Port Trust. Port has, under port industrialization, port has given 45 acres of land. 6 projects are now actually in inception stage with an investment of 750 crore. It will create another 500 direct employment and 3,000 indirect employment. Port has also commissioned 2 PPP projects, as I showed you, but number 15 and 16. That is again an investment of 750 crore, and there are 300 direct employment and 800 plus indirect employment. So this is the employment ecosystem created in Karnataka, in Dakshin Kannada, because of your New Mangalore Port. Someone was discussing the energy of our anchor, chief anchor Sri S.S. Naik sir. When you see positivity, it attracts. You know, because of the success of this place, the Honorable Prime Minister actually came to Mangalore in September 2022. So without going through the slides, I will actually request the console to play the video, and we can skip these slides because this PPT will be handed over to you. You can go through in your time and come back to us. If somebody can play this small 2-minute video, you can see the energy which is there in Mangalore because of this port, and where this city is going. It will become a big industrial successful house in very near future. Can somebody play that video?
मैं कर्नाटका वासियों को, आप सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। 3,700 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक के ऐतिहासिक मैंगलोर पोर्ट की क्षमता के विस्तार के साथ साथ अनेक प्रोजेक्ट का लोकार्पण और शिलान्यास भी हुआ है।
Today is a great day. Let us celebrate. Let us express our thankfulness to our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji for this grand success.
पहली बार हमारे सीशोर पे डीप सी फिशिंग के लिए हाई स्पीड बोट 40% सब्सिडी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया दे रहे हैं। वो 100 बोट्स आपने सैंक्शन करके दिया है। मैं बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूँ।
मैं हमेशा प्रेरित महसूस करता हूँ। बेंगलुरु में दिख रही ये ऊर्जा ऐसे ही विकास की राह को उज्जवल बनाती रहे। इसी कामना के साथ विकास के इन प्रोजेक्ट के लिए बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। भारत माता की बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Yeah, few slides we need to skip because of dearth of time. So now, until now, what we saw is what this port is already doing. There is also a master plan which is planned up to 2047. There are a lot of new developments and infrastructure is getting added. So just to give a small brief outline about that, we have 4-stage planning. The low-hanging fruits up to 2025, where we are developing 3 berths, which will add around 12 million metric ton capacity to the port, and it will create another 200 to 300 employment. In short term, by 2030, we have a vision to make this port a smart port. And smart port, when we say a smart port, this is today's technology. This port will be completely smart, sustainable in operations. By 2035, we will be adding another 3 berths to the port, containerized berth, and we are making our channel 18 meter to accommodate the biggest size vessel available in the maritime industry to handle inside the port. And by long term 2047, where we will add another 3 berths, so the port will become 25 berth a port, having an installed capacity of 150 million metric ton, and we will be handling at least 100 million metric ton by the Amritkal 2047. So there is a detailed master plan study has been done by NTPC WC, and be sure this port is going higher and higher in the coming days. I will request my traffic manager to present the last slide.
Thank you, Mr. Pramod. As you have seen, our Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated and laid many foundation stone for upcoming projects actually. Now we have, as he already said, there is a vision, Amritkal vision. We have for short-term vision, that is called Maritime India Vision for 2030, and we have 2047 vision as a Amritkal vision for our port. This is actually plan developed by the Madras IIT for our port with the inputs given by us, by our stakeholders. For the year 2030, we are expecting to handle 60 million plus cargo. This is a target we are setting for us. This will improve our port capacity. Then we are by 2030, we are going to 100% digitized system-based port. This doesn't mean that we are not digitized. We are fully automated port. We are going to go further ahead to connect this, our entire cargo-related traffic beyond the port. We want to reach to the level, the parking, where the vehicles are coming through geofencing. We want to capture all the data, what is coming inside and what is going on outside, to completely monitor the inflow and outflow of cargo traffic. So by 2035, we want to mechanize 100%. The presently also port has more than 92%. Only a small portion of the cargo is not handled mechanized, but it is semi-mechanized. But we want to see that 100% mechanization is happening by 2030 actually. Then by 2040, we want to give all the operations of the port work through outsource, that is under landlord model, like JNPT is working now. The 100% operations, cargo handling, container handling is happening through an operator outsourced by the port actually, through various schemes. Now by 2047, we will achieve the installed capacity of 150 million metric ton. That means we will be aiming to handle more than 100 million ton of cargo by 2047. These are our vision. Because of shortage of time, we have covered this in one slide, and already he has explained in some of the projects which already port has taken for this one development. Now I request, first of all, I thank Mr. S.S. Nayak and Kudla team for giving us opportunity, also setting this wonderful theme of New Mangalore Port as a lifeline for Karnataka. This is an apt theme which I thank to entire team of Kudla and Mr. S.S. Nayak. I also thank the Nama Kudla TV for giving us the opportunity platform to showcase our port. Now I request from the students, from the dignitaries to have some questionnaires to us so that we can clarify to it.
Sir, good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Myself Rakesh from 2nd BPA batch. Sir, I am from the import-export industry too. I have my own company.
Yeah.
And we were planning to import gypsum powder from Iran. And the main thing is the freight cost in Mangalore. When I was talking to one of our CHA, the customs agents, he was telling the freight cost, the shipping availabilities in Mangalore is very less. Though you told a lot of remarkable achievements the Mangalore port has done, there's a lot of development still has to be done in compared to railways connectivity. Because when you see the same Chennai port, it has very good rail connectivity with Bangalore. But if you see in Mangalore, we don't have it. We have to go through roadways. And the number of ships available for different countries very less in Mangalore. So that's my first question. So how long it will take that the Mangalore port to grow equivalent to the Bombay or the Kandla port which we have in the other states? And the second question is, seeing the geopolitical scenario, the tensions are rising in the Middle East. What is the scope for import-export industry as a whole? Do you think it's a promising career still to enter? So thank you, sir.
Thank you for asking such good questions. Actually, that's regarding your handling of gypsum in our port.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically, what this port is, even though it is connected with the 5 national highway, all 3 zonal railways, we are surrounded by the ghats actually. So because of that, we cannot run the train in full-fledged manner actually. The ghat has capacity to run only 4 rake in a day actually. The present road condition is not all-weather road conditions. We are pursuing with the Ministry of Road Transport. As you know, in the first session, our Honorable Chairman has told that he has taken up that matter to the highest level, to the Minister. There actually we are asking them to develop a all-weather road connecting this to Bangalore. That is now 4-lane road. That is happening. Apart from that, we are also asking them to develop a dedicated road through this ghat. So this it is going to happen by end of this 2024, that all-weather port with 4-lane. The second, what you are asking about this handling of vessels in bulk vessels like gypsum here actually. So the basic problem what you are facing is because of the ocean freight, which is the beyond control of our port actually. Port is giving the service at the best rate. We are the cheapest among all the major port. The cost is high because of the logistics issues, because the cargo what you are handling is very in the small quantity. That is why. Otherwise, if you see the iron ore, if you see the other commodities, we are competing with all other private ports actually. So basically, because gypsum is handled with this very small volume and with the only few customers, the competitiveness is not there actually. If more number of importers come for such requests, definitely ocean freight will go down, more number of vessels will be available now for you. It is basically to lack of the business actually. The volume which the shipping industry need is not available. That is why these vessels are not coming for the gypsum actually. Whereas for other cargo, we are getting sufficient number of vessels here. As regards your geopolitical crisis, right now what the port is facing is like a Red Sea crisis. There also, port is presently not having any effect so far. But times to come, there will be some impact in particularly container segments. Other cargo, for the cargo which we are receiving from Far East or Middle East, it is not directly getting affected actually. Whereas in container segment, where the cargo is going to the Europe, where the cargo is going to the eastern part of America, there we are finding that the vessel has to take a longer transit route by adding another 15 days, which is which is costing more than $1,000 to $1,000 per container each. Thank you. We'll wind up, I think, because of shortage of time.
Questions during lunch time,
We
we
can-
can interact with this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to both the resource persons, Shri Satish Kumar and Shri Pramod Kumar Dash. I request CA Anil Bharadwaj to quickly give a program sum up on this entire topic of New Mangalore Port, Lifeline of Karnataka.
Good afternoon, everyone. My dear friends, it was indeed a very good session since morning. ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದನೂ ಸುಮಾರಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸಾಧಕರಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳಿಂದ ನಾವು ಸುಮಾರಷ್ಟು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಕಲೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ವಿ. ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಹೊಸ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಬಂದರು ಇಂದ ಏನು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ತುಂಬ ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಬಂದರಿನ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಲಾರದು. ಹಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಮೇನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ನೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ 5 states. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೊಂದು ಕಗ್ಗ ನೆನಪಾಗತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಗಿಡ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬರೀ ನೀರಿಂದ ಬೆಳಿಬಹುದಾ? ಗಿಡ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರು ಸಾಕ? Is water sufficient for a plant to grow? Or only soil is sufficient? Tell me, my dear friends, students have to answer this. Is soil sufficient for a plant to grow? Is water sufficient? Both are not there. Only sun is sufficient? Never. ತೃಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹಸಿರೆಲ್ಲಿಯದು, ದಿನಪನದೆ, ಚಂದ್ರನದೆ, ನೀರಿನದೆ, ಮಣ್ಣಿನದೆ, ನಿನ್ನ ಕಣ್ಣಿನದೆ, ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯೇ ಗುಣಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಒಂದೇ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಬೆಳೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮಾರಷ್ಟು ವಿಚಾರಗಳ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಟನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಹೊಸ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಎ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಕನ್ವೇ, ಸರ್. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇಂಡೀಡ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ communication that you have done, and we are very proud to have New Mangalore Port Authority in Karnataka and especially in Mangalore. Give a big round of applause for that. And I also thank all the ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ನ್ಯೂ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಅವರ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಅಕ್ಕರಾಜು ಅವರು, ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅಕ್ಕರಾಜು ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದರು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾದಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಆಡಿದ್ರು. 5 ಟ್ರಿಲಿಯನ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಭಾರತ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನ್ಯೂ ಪೋರ್ಟಿನ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ತುಂಬ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ನೋಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ. ಹೌದಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳೇನಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದಂಥ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಮೇಲೆತ್ತುವಂಥದ್ದಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಚಂದ್ರಕಾಂತ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ರವರು, DB ಮೆಹ್ತಾ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಪೂರಕವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ ಮಾರ್ಟಿಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರು ಫಾದರ್ ಅವರುವೇ ಇದೇ ವಿಚಾರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಮತ್ತು CA ರಘುನಾಥ ಅವರು ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕೆಲವೇ ದಿವಸಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಪಲೇಟ್ ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯುನಲ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಆಗೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನ ಪರಿವಿಧಿಯನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಎಕೋಸಿಸ್ಟಮಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಕೇಶವನಾರಾಯಣ ರೆಡ್ಡಿಯವರು ನೋಡಿ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದರು, ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು GST ಅವರು ಬಂದರು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಟುಡೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟಿಲ್ ನೌ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ 360 ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಹೌದಾ? ನಾವು ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ 360 ಅಂತ ಯಾರನ್ನು ಕರಿತೇವೆ? ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ ನೀವು ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ 360 ಅಂದರೆ 250th ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟಾನಿಕ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ ಅವರು ಅರ್ಪಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಳಿದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಹನೀಯರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇವತ್ತು ತಾವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲರೂ ತುಂಬ ಸಹನೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ವಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ all of you also. My dear friends, one thing you should understand, knowledge will not come from textbook. Knowledge comes from within also. Knowledge come from people around you, and knowledge is throughout your life. That you should understand and keep acquiring this knowledge and attain that eternity of knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for summing up the entire session. I request C.S.S. Naik, sir, and Leelaksha, sir, to present a token of our gratitude and respect to the two resource persons, Shri Satish Kumar, the Traffic Manager of NMPA, Shri Pramod Kumar Dash, Senior Deputy Traffic Manager, NMPA. They both wonderfully gave us an insight into MNPA, and the videos truly made us feel that we were in the authority. People, operations, revenue, and trade. All these together can actually help our economy boost. Thank you once again from the entire team for this wonderful presentation.
Namma Kudla Business Tonic. Overview of 250 episodes.
Our mission is to deliver quality health care to every needy person in this region.
Innovation is the ability to change, to transform, and academic innovation begins here. We are at the forefront of excellence, creativity, technology. We create leaders that pursue their vision with a passion that knows no bounds, leaders that enthrall. Creating the future is one decision away. Are you ready to transform? Are you ready to transcend even the furthest of horizons? Where is your horizon? We are Podar.
Arshina